Hey everyone, hi Sesky. Uh, I just thought I would check in here for a minute and talk a minute about the day-to-day um, getting through no vaping. So today is day 54 for me, which seems like a long time. And when you say less than 2 months, it's not a long time. So any change you're trying to make, diet, exercise, stopping something, adding something, it's hard at first, and you have to continue day after day after day to reinforce the habit of it. Now, at day 54, I'm actually starting to notice some changes on the outside of me, which is cool because the changes on the inside of you are harder to gauge. But when you're actually looking at yourself and you're seeing something different, so I mentioned this on a short of my eyes. I am noticing when I see my eyes in the morning, this is less puffy and less dark. It's lighter under my eyes. This part of my mouth, instead of like this, is more relaxed. Maybe more, I don't know, hydrated, but a little bit less lines. That's amazing. 54 days and less. I've been smoking cigarettes and vaping for more than half of my life, a very, 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 very long time. I mentioned my first cigarette I tried when I was 12 years old. I didn't pick up the habit, but I tried it. And then in my 14, 15, smoking sometimes off and on when I could hide a cigarette, find a cigarette. But then once I hit 17, 18 and was off on my own, I was smoking full time up into my 30s, and then I sort of would quit. I had 3 children. I did quit smoking through most of all 3 of the pregnancies. Probably in the beginning I didn't, but towards the end, yes, I did, for the benefit of my children. But once they were born and they were not infants anymore, I never smoked right around them as babies, but after that I started smoking again. I always used it as an excuse for me time, realizing now it was more like hurt me time, putting poison in my body. So now that I'm older and I'm trying to live a long and healthy life, I am not putting poison in my body of any kind. I'm trying very, very hard. No sugar poison, which actually, as I mentioned the sugar poison, I relapsed on sugar, which I do from time to time, and that's okay. It tastes so good. I had, what did I have? I had like a Danish with the raspberry filling on the top, and then I had 3 cookies. So like the day I picked to have sugar, I have a lot of sugar. Then I had a handful of M&Ms, and then that night I had a cup of some crazy chocolate ice cream with peanut butter chunks in it. The next day, I was so irritable. I realized how irritable I was, and there was no other reason for that irritability except that sugar I had the day before. It affected me for a good probably 36 hours before I got back to like baseline calm. So if you ever delve into elimination diet where you are just eating protein, fat, and hardly any carbs, and you get through 2 weeks, 4 weeks, up to 2 months of it, you'll start to notice your mood gets real zen. Like you're very, 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 very steady. You don't have those sugars highs and then dips and then sugar, more sugar, and then you get tired. You're a fat burner, a ketone burner, and you're just like nice and steady. And that's your mood, is nice and steady like that. You're very calm. You're very peaceful. You're very, zen. Zen's the word. You feel very zen. And then it makes it easier to not smoke and vape too. And it makes it easier to sit quietly and think about how far you've come. If you're following me on this journey, 54 days, not much of a stretch of time, but it is a long stretch of time. A lot of things can change and happen in 54 days. So if you're giving up anything or adding anything and you're 54 days in and you're thinking you don't see any changes, you don't notice anything good happening, think again and take a good hard look at yourself. Put your camera on and look at yourself. Look in the mirror at yourself and realize you're doing good things for yourself. Every day you do something, one little thing, one little walk, one little go outside, one little clean something. This morning I cleaned the fronts of the cabinets, scrubbed them, and ew, dirty. Like, I didn't go crazy and make myself crazy by doing everything in the kitchen. Probably the walls could use clean like that. But I just did one thing, the cabinets, and so that's good. I did a hard thing, and now I'm accomplished. And now I'm gonna do a little bit more hard things. I'm gonna do a couple sit-ups, a couple push-ups. I hate doing sit-ups and push-ups, but it's really good for me. And so I'm gonna continue to do it. It takes a few minutes, just a few minutes. Just make time for you and do good things for you and be encouraged by the progress that you're making. Look at yourself good and hard and say, yes, look at me. I'm doing good things for myself. I am going to live a long and happy life. And guess what? I'm taking care of me because why? Nobody else is going.